There we go. Well, good evening, everybody. This is the day after tax day and the day before the PCP deadline. So happy to have you all on here on April the 16th. And excited tonight. I'm excited and really enjoying these MK Confident modules. I think they're great for all of us to just get back to basics. And then we have special guest speaker tonight, Nora. We're so excited about that. And thank you, Nora, in advance, because I just texted her yesterday. I go, you want to talk tomorrow? You know, we got to use the names for you. You game? She goes, I'm game. So I think that's great. There's Diane. Hi, girl. So let's go ahead and open with prayer. I'll do it because nobody else ever volunteers. So here we go. Heavenly Father, be with us for the next 30 minutes and beyond. Thank you for bringing us together every Tuesday. I look forward to this so much. We can reach out to each other anytime. There's something about Tuesday nights and seeing each other's faces that's so special. So bless Nora tonight as she shares some of her best tips. That's the beauty of Mary Kay, is how much we share, and let us use these things to glorify you. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Okay. You want to kick us off with a little rah-rah, Teresa? I'll let you start that.
Absolutely. If you opened your business last week and you sold anything at all, put your hand up in the air. Okay. Leave it up there if you sold at least $100, $200, $300, $400. Nora, is your hand down?
I'm looking because I forgot.
I can tell you what it is. Keep your hand up.
Your hand up there.
I think, yeah. I think I know, but like,
your hand up there. 500. Okay, Denise, did you drop down? What was your total last week?
379.
All right.
Half our star week.
Very good. Okay. And what'd you say your total was, Nora?
I think
808.
Hey, I did remember.
808.
808. Yes.
Awesome.
And she pushed past the 800 mark. She didn't stop at 799. She goes and grabs Paul and says, you need to buy an eyeshadow. I love that. So,
legit sales. My daughter's birthday, so she got everything. She restocked. So yeah.
Very good. Very good. Well, how are y'all enjoying the Nora, we meant to ask you, what kind of applause do you want? Dog pound, the wave, the roller coaster?
Let's do a dog pound today.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Thank God I don't have a sleeveless shirt on. We don't do the dog pounds in the summertime with tank tops on. No.
Yes.
Can't do that where our arm dog pounds back. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Mary Kay Confident. I love going on there and seeing all the badges you all are winning. Isn't it fun? Mary Kay was so brilliant. She knew us, didn't she? It was just some little recognition, some little thing that blings up there, says, congratulations, Susan, you've earned another badge. And I'm like all by myself in here going, yay me. What did you all enjoy or want to share about this last week's modules? Some of you may have just blown all 20 out and you're just on here because you want to earn the cosmetic bag, which is right here. But some of you may be breaking it up into bite-sized pieces. So who'd like to share anything about it at all that they're excited about, something they learned? Let's start there.
Denise.
I was unmuting myself. I got more into it this week than I did last week. And I really love the way it's laid out. It is very, it's in the beginning, it wasn't user friendly for me, but it's becoming more user friendly now that I understand it. However, I love the way it's laid out for the new consultant. And I've been playing like a new consultant and entering, all the information that they're asking for. And yeah, it's pretty jam up. I love it.
Tracy must feel the same. I see she's got a little heart going there. Tracy's really been knocking those things out too. Good for you. Raise your hand if you did. Yeah, go ahead.
Quick, Susan. When I don't know, I'm still trying to check our unit badges, and I see that a lot of people are completing 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and in each module, there's like 4 or 5 different segments in that module. Make sure that you get all the way completed and do the survey. That's actually part of the badge, is that you complete the survey, because I'm seeing a few people that are getting, they may only have 3 badges, but they've done 30 modules. So be careful to go back, look at your badges at the top. You have a list of how many badges you've earned. I think I have 12 out of 20. Make sure that, you know, every time you get done, it says, congratulations, you've earned a new badge. So go back and double check that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there's multiple lessons within that module.
Yes.
And then you have to do so many to get a badge. And I mean, it is, I agree with you, Denise. It's laid out kind of in a good timeline, so to speak. I was going to say in a progressive way, like you finish this and the more logical thing to do next is this. I'm trying to find, as a director in my reports, how can I see like Tracy Baker, number of badges, Kathy Smallman, number of badges, and I'm not seeing that yet. I have to scroll.
You can, I
I'll
can show
do
you that, Susan. I'll show you.
You can show me? Okay, then there must be a report place I'm not seeing. So congratulations to all of you. Anybody else have something they'd like to comment about the Mary Kay Confident? Nora or Diane, anybody?
Tracy
Yeah,
just
I'm-
loves the way it's
Oh.
laid out. Same thing.
Okay. Oh, good. Thank you,
Yeah.
Tracy, for chatting. I missed that.
I really like everybody else is saying, I like the progression of it, and it's, I mean, as I'm a seasoned consultant, but same thing, I'm treating myself as a new one, and it just feels good to reinforce and to know that my new people are doing the same thing and learning right along with me because I'm relearning. I just think it's brilliant. You're right. It's just, it's fun too. You know, once you get into it, it's fun. And yes, I did get through the DIQ one, just so you know. Yeah.
Good. Well, I think the beauty of it, as you just said, is we know now what a new consultant it can do with this. And now we have the confidence, no pun intended, to say, here's where you go. Here's where you learn all the basics. Go through all of that. And yeah, you've been through it too. So now you can share that with her. Very good. Very good. Anybody else?
Questions? Okay, catch up. 20,
Okay.
gotta have 20 total by the end.
Kathy, do you have a question or a comment?
So I was, when I was looking at one of them, one of the modules isn't even there. Is that not counted as the 20? Did they take that out?
I don't know.
I think it was one of the product, I think it was the product
Yeah.
one.
They
I
took
did
it off.
I did it last week and I haven't gotten back into it because I've been busy, but I went into what I thought would interest me most, and products obviously interest me most,
Mhm.
and I think that was the one that said it wasn't ready. So I was just wondering if that was counted as part of the 20, or if that's gonna be more badges when they put it in.
That's a great question.
I
I don't
think it's
know.
part of the 20. I do think it's part of the 20, but I'm not sure
Well,
because
yeah, like so you can be product confident, or you get the little blingy thing for
Yeah,
your
but
badge.
there's nothing in there. And
Right,
it
it's
says, this is not, I can't remember the wording right now because I was doing
Okay.
it. I was
Yeah,
I think
doing
it
a-
says not available
changing
yet.
it too. So in
Right.
2 days, they,
Maybe.
you know, it may be back up to date again because there are new products. And, you know, by the way, Susan, and something I thought about today, we need to be talking about the new skincare line that's coming up this summer. We need to have a Zoom meeting just on that line, but there are some new products coming out. So every time they probably got to change that product module to stay up.
Yeah, and I wanted to check it before I got on, but I didn't get a chance to do that either.
That's a
And
great
just
question, though. Yeah.
One other question, Susan, are you going to put up the link from last week's huddle? Because I didn't see it and wasn't able to listen to all of it. I was coming in and out because I was on the phone.
I'll
What's
do
that?
it right after this. Yeah, I
Thank you
thought
so
I did.
much.
Sorry about
Thank
that,
you.
guys. Maybe I just
That's
saw
my
that
2
you did
things.
it.
I'm done for today.
Don't be done. That's okay. Love that. It's available, but it says it will be updated, says Diane to everyone. Okay.
So that
Being
module
updated.
you're looking for is available, but it's going to be
May as
updated.
well do the new and improved version
Right.
and not get confused about old stuff. It's going away. So that's good. Okay. Well, Is there anything else? Without further ado, ready to jump in because I know you guys want to hear from Nora tonight. Nora, I had to look up a couple stats about you. First of all, she has been on the National Court of Sales 10 times. This year will be number 11. She actually joined us in 11 of 11. So
Yep.
11 is kind of your lucky number. This will be your 11th time on the Court of Sales, and you are so darn close. I have
Yeah.
that written down, and then I scribbled notes of things to ask, and I've lost it. You're
38.
like at 37 or 38,000 already.
Yeah, 38. Yeah,
38,000.
38 something.
Yeah. And remind them what it takes to be on the National Court of Sales.
It takes
You know.
40,000 in retail.
Okay.
Product that you have purchased from the company and ideally sold to a customer. And I know Susan and I have talked about this before. I take great pride in the fact that I have sold my way to it. I have not bought my way to it. So at the end of the year, when you total up my sales and you total up my purchases, it's pretty darn close, right? It's like usually within $100. So it's that makes me feel good that I am working my business and not just buying stuff.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, because I'll order our way to anything. But you're selling it, managing your money properly, and doing it the Mary Kay way. So that is fabulous. What prize are you going for number 11? You're already out of fingers for rings.
I am. And I know people are going to go, what? But I honestly don't like this year's ring. So I'm taking the money this time because I was joking with Kathy earlier today. You look through the vault because you can go into the vault as well as rings that are left over. And I'm like, got it. Didn't like it then, still don't like it now. Got it. So there's nothing in the vault that I want.
And they don't have the one that year that that you had stolen or whatever it was.
That got, yeah, lost. Yeah, no, that came up once and I just thought, it's okay. I wasn't meant to have it because that was the year I was supposed to have the purple ring, but they ran out of them. And I didn't want to leave Dallas without a ring. So I took that one instead. So it wasn't even the one I had chosen. So
all right.
It's all good.
Well, you
Yes.
have
What's the cash
okay.
equivalent to a ring? I'm curious.
They're giving 500, which in the past I've never wanted it because the rings are more valuable. But again, I don't like the ring. So I'm just gonna take the cash and put an extra payment on the sunroom, and there you go.
There you
There
go.
you go. Yep. All right. Well, Nora has outstanding sales week in, week out, and it has a whole lot of life going on, but still it's like Mary Kay is your thing, right? I mean, it's like no matter what's going on, Mary Kay is your happy place. Was that a
Yes.
good way to say that? Because
Yep.
you know, so why don't you tell us how you feel about your Mary Kay business, why you love it, and then just jump into some things that you might be doing right now to have really good spring sales, good customer service, anything you want to share, and then we'll open up for questions.
Okay. I love my business in that it wasn't supposed to be a business. I started to just get the discount for my daughter and myself. And within 2 months, I had customers coming to me. I wasn't even trying. And then I thought, well, let me try. And then 2 months later, I remember Susan calling me saying, you must be selling because you're buying a lot. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not selling that much because I had no idea. I had no benchmark of what was good, what was not good. And I guess, and I haven't looked back at those numbers, but I think I made Princess Court that first year and it wasn't even a full year. So, I mean, I don't want to make it seem like it was easy because it wasn't. I definitely did work, but it came very naturally to me, I guess, because I network, I love to talk to people, and I just kept reaching out. And then, do you know somebody? And do you know somebody? So I've made some amazing friends that I would never have met if I wasn't in Mary Kay. And it is my happy place because we definitely do have a lot of life going on here. And some days I just can't deal with it. I just get in the car. I'm like, I'm going to go make a delivery. See you later. And go bring somebody some lipstick and make them happy. So
that's so great.
I also marvel at the fact that I have established a really amazing customer base from my little old lady homes. Like that was not the intention. When I went, it was just to bless them and to take the place of not being near my mom, to spend time with women that didn't have their daughters near them and just pamper the staff. And that was that. And it has just evolved into, I mean, I have friends there that it's amazing to me that I've found my niche, I guess is a good way to put it, that it just, again, just evolved. It just happened to roll in, and people still call me from other places like, can you come to me too? I'm like, I can't fit another place in my schedule. So I'm sorry, I can't right now, but thank you, maybe later.
You know,
I love that you did that to be a blessing to other people, but it's been
It's-
just as fulfilling.
what you
for
put
you.
into the lives of others. And Nora, that's exactly how that works. And, you know, Mary Kay, I remember in some conference, some place that she was just saying, when it becomes not about the money, when you go in having a party or doing a show or whatever it is, and it's not about the money, then you're going to start making a whole lot of money and a whole lot of love. And that's when all the pieces come together. And and it has
Very true.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, really true. Because I don't, you know, my tax time, my husband will always be like, all right, so where's the money? How, you know, what did you make? How are we doing? Okay. I'm like, I've been paying a mortgage payment every month from my Mary Kay business. So, I mean, there it is. It's my sunroom. We took out a second mortgage for that, and I'm paying it by myself. I bought my car with my Mary Kay money. So I'm really proud that it is there, even though I don't, like, you don't see it because it goes right out. But when I put it to him that way, he's like, oh yeah, you are making money. It's like, yeah, I am. It's good.
That's great.
So
So what are you doing right now? What are
right.
some great spring tips and
I was just going to say my biggest tip right now, and today's the last day. Well, no, tomorrow's the last day for the lookbook for PCP. But I spent all day Sunday, and I do this. I try to do it twice a year. I don't always do it every book, but I try to do it at least twice a year. I will just sit down because I use Boulevard. I know, like, that's just what works for me. And it's a program that is very organized for me. I can keep track of every sale, every note, whatever. I just keep track of everything. So I open that up on my computer, and then I open In Touch on my iPad, and I'll go through the list of who's in my database that I haven't put on In Touch yet, who's still on In Touch that hasn't bought a thing in 2 years. And I just go back and forth. And then I do the hard stuff. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, they haven't bought, I'm not sending it. And then I think, wait a minute, for 90 cents, it is worth still keeping in their mailbox.
Yeah.
So my rule of thumb kind of is, if they haven't purchased in 2 or 3 years, then I might reevaluate it. But I still, definitely the holiday book, I send to everybody and anybody, you know, all my warm chatter people that never bought anything, but I still haven't given up that they may book someday, who knows, that I'll send a book. If I've got their address, I'll send it. So what I did Sunday was send out texts to the people that hadn't purchased probably in a year, and said, hey, I'm in the midst of getting my address to my list together for the summer lookbook. Are you still interested? And I got 3 sales from it, just by reaching out to say, are you sure? You know, do you still want me to check in? And I always end it with, I don't want to be the scary Mary Kay lady. Just let me know if you want to keep hearing from me. And I think only one person has said, no, you can stop. And then she ended it with, because I can get on the app. So I was like, oh, so she hasn't walked away completely. She's just not buying at the moment. So that is my biggest advice, is to just stay on top of your customer list and keep in touch with them at least twice a year. You know, I try to do every 6 to 8 weeks that I just reach out to them. May not be Mary Kay related, but just to stay in their brain of, oh, there's Nora, you know. And then when life takes over and I get out of my rhythm of doing my 3 dials a day, which I was incredibly faithful with. Let me shut the window. Somebody is sawing in the neighborhood. Okay, is that
3
better?
dials a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was doing 3 dials a day, and I was trying to find that original sheet that we had back then, and I can't find one. I know it's somewhere because I didn't throw any of them out, of course. But it was 3 dials a day, 300 a week, and It might have been 300. I don't think it was 300 wholesale. It was something else. Or you gave us a choice of different things. Like there were two that you had to do. I got to find it again because that's what made my business. Because
Yeah, we
I
had a
was
list of 5
absolutely
things, we did 3 out of 5 or something like that. Yeah.
that was yeah, that was it. So and that
Century
just
Club or something like that. Remember that, Teresa? We
Yep.
need to look that up.
something.
Okay.
But that's what got me very disciplined to daily doing something because I felt very accountable to Susan that, you know, when you start a new job, you listen to your boss. And I was trained that you do what she tells you and your business will grow. So that's what I did. And it works. Surprise, surprise.
That's so cute.
But really the big thing is when I can't do my 3 dials a day, and since we've moved, I really haven't been as faithful as I was, which bothers me, but I'm getting better at, you know what, I just can't do it all. So I'll be sure that every time it's time for PCP, that's when I really reach out. So at least 4 times a year for the people that aren't regularly buying from me, you know, regulars, I'm in touch with them, but just don't let people slip through the cracks. And I know some people say, oh, after 5 times you shouldn't call anymore, don't reach out, but I do. And typically, you know, 1-2 years later, they'll set up an appointment and I have a new skincare class. So I just don't give up. And I do keep asking, are you sure you want me to check up? With your permission, can I follow up in 8 weeks? Or with your permission, can I follow up in January or whatever, you know, wherever I'm at. So I always ask their permission for me to bug them again. And usually they say yes. Sometimes they say no. And then I just take them off the list. But that's how, I guess, like Susan, you're always saying I do excellent customer service. And I guess that's my customer service, is just staying in their presence, but not pushing myself in their presence. At least I hope I'm not pushing them.
What I hear is just real common sense business practices. Anybody else see that? I mean, this is
Well, that's
not.
what we want. That's how we want to be treated. If I were a customer, I would want a consultant just like Nora that checks in with me, asks me, because how many times have you called somebody, when you do call somebody, and they go, I've been meaning to call you for 3 months. Oh my gosh, I'm out of my mascara. We are all in that stage. So the fact that they're thankful that we do what we say we're going to do. And so that's why I think when we're developing a relationship with a new customer, we say, you know, I'm going to call you in a couple of days and see how you're doing. And then I'm going to call you again in a couple of weeks, let them know what you know, so they go, well, yeah. And then would you prefer for me to call you once a month or every other month, and let them tell you, and then you be accountable to that kind of customer service, because that's what people want today. They want that relationship. They don't want to have to hunt around for Nora's number, or, oh my gosh. And if I have to hunt around, or if I need a mascara, and this is what most people do, they just go out and buy it someplace, anywhere, go to Walgreens, whatever. Oh, I'm in the grocery store, I'll just pick one up here, because they didn't hear from you. So anyway, so
and that has happened. That's when I'm like, oh, I got to get back in my routine. But I always, and I know I've said this at a meeting one other time too, that I feel horrible if a customer calls me to place an order before I had reached out to see if she needed anything. Because I just feel that's my responsibility as her consultant, is to be sure she has what she needs. And if I haven't,
that's a big wow. Because most of my customers call me, and I like that you feel horrible that you didn't reach out before they did. That's pretty awesome.
Because then I'm the one saying, oh, I've been meaning to call you. It's like, no, that's not right. So
Love that. Anybody have some questions for Nora? We've got about 5 minutes left. Anybody want to unmute themselves and ask her a burning question? Anybody? Dee Dee does.
Okay. Hey, Nora.
Hi, Dee.
I want to go back to what you were doing with your PCP list. You said if they haven't purchased in a year, you make contact with them and ask them if they want to remain on. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't write it down that way, but I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's a judgment call. Like if I know what's going on in their lives, and
Sure.
they can't. But yeah, like I'll look back at their sales, and if there's nothing in 23 at all, then I'll be like, okay, I really need to make sure they still want to be on this list, and I'll make a note that if they don't respond to this, then okay, we're done. I won't bother. And usually in that text, I will put, and I'm trying to think how I word it. Don't worry, if I don't hear from you, I won't bother you anymore. I'll assume that you're no longer interested, and something like that.
Right.
Which
not in a
lets you
nest.
off the hook and them off the hook, I think.
Right. Right.
know.
Yep.
That doesn't
like
happen
that.
very often, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
That's minuscule, I'm sure.
Or I'll say, gee, I've noticed you haven't restocked your skincare. What are you using now? And just to compare, what are you using? And that gets the conversation going. And then they'll be like, I should try it again. Okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think Diane had her hand up next, and then we'll get to Jennifer. You didn't, Diane? Okay. Jenny, want to unmute yourself?
Okay. Hello, everyone. So Nora, how is it? I know you said that you don't order, I can't remember how exactly you put it. You don't order unless you're selling. I can't remember how you put it, but you know what I'm saying.
Sells her way to the port of
I'm
sales.
selling my way. Yeah, I'm selling my way, not buying my way. And I guess that's just been over years. I know what is selling, what my customers want, whatever. So I keep on hand, like, 3 of each miracle sets, 3 Voluforms, extra cleansers of both, extra day and night of Voluform. Like I'll just keep those stocked, so they're always ready to go. And as soon as I sell one, I reorder that right away. So I December, I start letting it go down, so it's less inventory to count. But for the most part, I have a full store waiting of things that I know will sell. So this year when doing inventory, I don't know what made me think of it. I said, I better check the expiration dates on my demos. So I went through and saw my demos for my because I keep a demo of all the powders, all the CC creams, and all of the matte liquid foundations, one of each, labeled, different stickers for the warm, the cool, the neutral. And that way it's easy to match people if I don't have it. And I used to keep one of every foundation in stock. And then I realized I'm not selling all of these, and they're old. I can't sell these anymore. So then I went through and just made a list of what I have sold. And I do tell my customers, once I know what your foundation is, I'll always have one ready for you. So if I've sold one, I will make sure there is one ready to go. And there's a few people that use the same color, so I may have 2 or 3 of those on hand. But for the most part now, foundation wise, I'm just keeping as needed for those. But everything else, lipsticks, because they sell, mascaras, I know they sell, eye makeup remover. My cellar water isn't a big seller for me, I gotta say. The patches sell. So that's how I buy a lot, so it's ready to go and they don't have to wait. And then I just restock it. But that came over time. I mean, that was not at all in the beginning, as I got to know who was buying what and who the repeat buyer, what did they buy 2 of? What did they not need for 8 months?
And the beauty of the customer delivery service is that if there's some weird thing somebody orders, you don't feel like you had to stock the not so commonly sold things. Okay, they're shipping on it, but
I don't stock clinical solutions anymore, the retinol, because that's a really short expiration date. And I don't stock the Insta Puffiness Reducer. I bought a lot of that and it wasn't moving. So I'm just keeping what I know will move. And the limited editions, I try to stick to just 2 when they come out. I just buy 2 of each, one to demo and one to sell. But I don't make it a demo until somebody wants to try it. So that way, if they like it, that's the one they buy. And I'm not having a demo that wasted,
Good idea.
Thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else have a question? I've got 8:31. We could talk to you all night, Nora.
Part 2 next week.
Yeah, really.
Well,
Well, clearly we need to have a Zoom about the new products, right? Teresa, we got to do that. Next week I will be on Zoom from Nokomis, Illinois, and it is like the worst cell service and computer service on the planet. My little mom and dad, they just have the worst. So hope to be on here with y'all. No, Diane says she has the worst. Okay. Those small Illinois towns, I'm telling you, they have really crummy internet. But anyway, Nora, thank you. You are such a blessing. We love
You're
you,
welcome.
love your
Thank you.
heart, and we love the, don't take this the wrong way, but the simplicity of
Yeah.
the way you run your business. If you said, oh my gosh, I do 10 parties a week and I do this kind of party and that kind of party, we'd all go.
Yep,
But
I
you
built it a
run your
face at a
business
time.
with the heart of Mary Kay, and just do it totally just from your heart. You love your customers, you take good care of them, just your heart saying, my goal is to call them before they call me, make sure they feel loved on, that I stock the products they want. It's
Mhm.
just common sense, good, simple business practices that clearly have worked. And we are cheering you all the way to Court of Sales number 11.
Thank you, Nora.
Thank
you.
Thanks
you.
for being on with us, everybody. And I love seeing all your faces.
I do too. And I'll get caught up tomorrow on postings and videos for you, Kathy, and then tonight's video. So I'm in the office all day tomorrow. So good night, everybody. Love ya.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.